Welcome to the Renegade Fight. Today's episode, we will be recapping the Wake Forest versus Florida State football game, Saturday night in Tallahassee. FSU gets convincing win versus Wake Forest. Let's talk about it. FSU enters Saturday night's game on defense. Wake Forest on the first drive was trying to develop a run and pass game to keep FSU off balance. Also, those first few drives, Wake had ended up with punts. Florida State's first few drives of the game uh, was design runs by running back Sam Singleton, he had showed up promise in the run game with big runs, and also Castellano stayed poised, delivering the ball to his playmakers for big catches, and we looked good in the first half. Um, Florida State's defense in the first few drives and first quarter also played well. Uh, Still, and it's of course they still need a little work, but overall in the first half, we forced Wake to punt on all drives, um, and getting a little bit further. The halftime score was Florida State 14-0. Yeah, 14-0, and we played well enough to get the score to 14-0. It was a slow first half, so to speak, far as scoring. Um, but Florida State showed up well enough to get a lead and keep a lead. Uh, so what we've seen in the first half, the first few drives, Wake was trying to move the ball effectively, trying to implement their run pass game through their quarterback Ashford, and of course, Ashford made a few plays, but not enough to be effective to us on defense. Florida State defense, we still got a little work to do uh, to better the defense in the first half. We did leave some plays on the field wide open, but overall we adjusted going into half. When we adjusted going into half, you saw a totally different Florida State football team than what we've seen in the previous 4 weeks. Um, and I guess that was part of the game plan coming into Saturday last night's game, to start off slow, to get everybody that was in the game implemented and playing well. So um, it worked. It worked. Playing slow to keep the plays corrected, get the plays corrected, and force Wake Forest to get off balance as well. In the first half, the offense carried over going into the second half. Florida State played lights out on defense in the second half. Overall, we played an awesome football game. Um, Coach Norvell coming off of this bye, the Florida State coaching staff as a whole, um, Tony White in the defense, Gus Malzahn in the offense. We played lights out all game long. And like I was saying, it was a totally different uh, team that we seen in the second half than we did the first half. And of course, it was 14-0 going into half. And like I was saying earlier, we didn't play slow, but I think it was on purpose to play slow to get the clock running, implement plays, move the chains, keep drives alive, and not just go out there and play like we've been doing, making mistakes, and we ended up punting and not converting points on the board for as field goal or touchdown. So if we can continue something that is working, playing slow but put points on the board. I think that could be a new um, layer to the offense. Instead of just coming on out trying to rush plays, we took our time. I think it was also designed that if you maybe I looked at it a little bit different. Thomas Castellanos in the pocket, um, he wasn't just running every time the ball was snapped. Oh, I'm in trouble. I gotta go. No, he stayed poised in the pocket, delivered the ball to the playmakers. Not only did he make plays to the playmakers, he threw the ball away when needed. And I think what Coach Gus Malzahn also was a good thing is still because he know Castellanos is a running quarterback. I'll give you design runs to run, but I need you to play the offense the way I call it. Um, get the ball to the playmakers. Don't you run if it's there. Stay there, poise the pocket, deliver. When you deliver, we hit the targets. Um, and you could see that because in the first half, um, Castellanos had big passes to Pittman Jr. and he had big passes to Deuce Robinson, and Singleton was already uh, implemented in the run and already running for tough yards and already getting first downs. So when you got a back that was pounding the rock, getting first downs, and if he wasn't getting the first downs, he was slicing and dicing on the defense little bit by little bit, getting 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 yard gains. Uh, and it breaks. When you do that, it breaks the defense. And that's where you get the 12s, the 15s, the 20s, the 25-yard rush uh, uh, chunk yards. So Singleton was already doing that. And then when you add your Pittman Jr. and your Deuce Robinson over the pass game, that opens up the offense even more. So yes, Malzahn and Tony White played a good play calling, got every player involved. Um, Tony White in his defense, I seen that we were in the backfield. We kept Ashford scrambling. We kept Ashford uncomfortable. Sometimes when Ashford threw the ball, he threw the ball 3 to 5 yards short to the receiver, where the receiver couldn't catch it. I seen some pass deflections. So Tony White on defense, he played a lights out defense. This defense that I saw last night uh, kind of reminded me of game one versus Alabama, the way we played, but also a mixture of the way we played against Virginia. It was uh, a mixture of both defenses in one. Of course, it's the same defense that's been on the field the whole year, but you could tell that Coach White had the attention. He had the attention of the players, and the players responded, and the players had the attention of Coach White. And when you put those two ingredients together, you get the result that you got last night, far as what we seen in game one and what we seen in the 2 games against East Texas A&M and Kent State. Uh, and of course, we played well against Virginia, but we came up short. Um, but still, what I'm saying is, when you get when the coach gets the players' attention and the players gets the coach's attention, and you mesh them ingredients together, you're gonna get a result like this. So going forward in the season, we got Clemson coming up. We got Virginia Tech coming up. We got NC State coming up. We got games coming up. If we can keep this attitude, keep this momentum, keep this in the pot simmering, we can string along some wins. This ain't over. Yes, we're 4-4. Yes, we should be having a better record than what we are. Yes, we have if we don't make mistakes and lose these games in previous weeks, we would have been a whole lot better. But We're 4-4. We come off of a bye. So basically, we are 1-0. And since we're 1-0, let's take this momentum and let's drive the momentum so that after next Saturday's game, we could possibly be 2-0. Take that, correct what's wrong. Let's go and go week by week and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's finish the season strong, but we got to finish the season strong like we played against Wake. Uh, of course, every team that we're going to play coming up now is going to bring a different momentum because of their team, the way that their plays. But we have to continue to implement what we do and do best and continue to drive and drive higher to get these wins through getting first downs, getting touchdowns. If we got to kick a field goal, kick a field goal. But when you get on defense, you still got to get that sack. You still got to get that interception. You still got to get that tackle for loss. And when you do that, that keeps the momentum on the Florida State sideline, and that's how you win these games. So just moving along just a little bit. If you need some notes in the game that happened last night on Saturday night, um, Micah Danzy, he had a key 60-plus yard catch. Uh, I seen that he came in slow. I think he started, but they implemented him slow. Um, and when he got his chance, he had a key 60-yard catch, and I think that set up a touchdown. And of course, they went back to Michael Danzy later on, and he had some other catches. But that 60-yard catch, that was really a game changer. We already had been driving and scoring already, but that was a part of the game changer. Michael Danzy getting a 60-plus yard touchdown catch. Next note, you got Deuce Robinson. He has a huge receiving game. And we'll get to his stats in a little while. But Deuce Robinson had a huge receiving game. And not only did he have a huge receiving game, I seen that he put down some blocks. I seen that he helped the offense uh, uh, be strong on offense as we was running the ball, or even if the ball wasn't thrown to him. Deuce Robinson done his job to keep the offense on the field and keep plays developing and moving down the field. So Deuce Robinson had a huge game through the receiving game, but he had a huge game as well, helping his teammates play better and be better. Your next note, Earl Little Jr., he had a lights out game as well. Of course, he's been having a good season anyway, but he had a interception last night as well. He had a key interception too. Earl Little, I've seen him come up and get tackles. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had a sack. I'm not sure, but it's in the stats once we get down to that far. Um, and not only is it in the stat, um, yeah, he had the interception, and that got the defense riled up again. We was already excited, but that interception really got the defense riled up. Next note, Jabril Rawls. He had a good game as well. I seen Jabril come up and make plays. And when he made plays, of course, he was excited. He's been playing, I think he's been playing good all year as well. Uh, he showed some good spotlight. He showed some good spotlight. Um, I was excited to see him play and play well. Next note, something that we've been wanting to see all year long, but I think this too was a part of the defensive scheme. I don't know why, but hey, I'm not the coach. The coach knows the development of the players and what the players can do and what they can't do. But the next note is James Williams and Cottrell, they both get a sack in last night's game. Yes, James Williams, we've been noticing, I've been noticing that he's not getting to the quarterback as much as projected. But I also noticed too that even when he's not getting to the quarterback, he's getting penetration to get the other teammates making plays. So I guess that's design. I'm not sure. I don't know if the right tackle or left tackle, wherever James is lining up at that time, might be a little bit stronger than he. But James Williams got a sack last night, and I just hope that this can continue and get him more implemented in getting to the quarterback to disrupt things in that backfield. So him and Cottrell, from what I've seen every time he stepped in the game this season, he's been doing his job. Uh, don't understand about each player and what their job is to do each play, because sometimes the play break down and you might have to adjust. But Cottrell had he done his job last night and all season when he stepped onto the field. So they both get a sack, James Williams and Cottrell. Um, Next note, uh, Mandrill Desir. We know he's been playing lights out on that defensive line. I tell you what, I can't wait to see what he does the rest of the season and going into next year. Mandrill Desir, he gets another sack. I tell you what, all he needs is a mattress, a pillow, and a blanket, because he has made his home right there in the backfield, sacking quarterbacks. He has made his home getting tackled for loss. He has made his home getting past breakups. He's already just built him a house right there, surrounded by the quarterback. If you see Mandrill coming, either you better throw that ball away, or you can just stand there and take the sack. And I tell you what, he's been living in that backfield, so it's nowhere for the quarterback to go, because wherever he go, Mandrell's gonna follow. And when he following with a sack. So he has another big game as well. Um, Next note, Singleton, Sam Singleton. We talked about him a few minutes ago. He has had a good game. His stats will be coming up in a few as well. I love the way that he ran that ball last night. He dashed, uh, went left, went right. Just he went between the guards, the centers, the tackle. When his name was called last night, he made plays. And excuse me, when he made plays, and he done his job. Singleton had a awesome game. Last note, overall, Florida State played a dominant game on both sides of the ball. They played a total, total game. I want to see more of that this season. I want to see more of that next week. I want to see more of that against Virginia Tech. I want to see more of that against Florida. I want to see more of that for the next few games against NC State. Uh, by Florida State playing a overall dominant game on both sides of the ball, that led to a final score of Florida State 42, Wake Forest 7. So that was the game in a nutshell, if you want to say, or that was the game overall. Uh, if you may have missed it, or if you seen it or whatever, that is the game. Florida State 42-7. We are excited about this win. We needed this win. We needed it really, really bad. It was a homecoming game as well. And not only was it a homecoming game as well, we needed that. So I representing with my homecoming Florida State gear on, retro hat, retro shirt. So I'm excited. about what happened last night. We just got to keep the momentum. If we keep the momentum, I don't think nobody can beat us. Because if you watch some of the game, well, if you caught the highlights of some of the games, some of these key teams that you thought was going to come out and win in the ACC all lost. Who knew that Miami would come in last night and take a loss? Clemson, we have to play them next week. They came in and had a heartbreaking I want to say it was overtime, but they lost by 1 point. So that's a heartbreaking loss. How will they overcome? We don't know, but we'll talk about that next week. So while Clemson is on the sad note, we need to take advantage of that. And NC State, they came out with a huge win. So we got a tough schedule coming up. But again, if we play Florida State football, you can't beat us. So we're going to move on to the game stats. The game stats, Florida State. We're going to do Florida State. Game stats, total yards, 421 total yards. Passing yards, 271. Rushing yards, 150. Yards per play, 7.4 yards per play. First downs, 17. Third down efficiency, 7 of 11. We had 11 third downs and we converted on 7 of them. Fourth down efficiency, we were 0 for 2. Total plays, 57 total plays. Penalties, 4 for 45 in the penalty department. Now, of course, you're going to have penalties throughout the game. But this penalties that we had last night, 4 for 45, okay, you don't want no penalties. But if you had to take some, I think I would take this penalties because if 4 for 45, that's still okay. You can overcome this. So it's not nothing that'll set the team back, but at the same time, you can't move forward with penalties. But we can correct something like this versus 10, 12, 13 penalties. This is manageable. Not happy about the penalties, but hey, we still played a great game. Great game. Time of possession, 25 minutes, 36 seconds. Still in the game stats. Wake Forest game stats. Total yards, 247. Passing yards, 162. Rushing yards, 85. Yards per play, 3.5. First downs, 19. Third down efficiency, 6 of 16. We kept Wake Forest in third down all night long. They had 16 third downs. They only converted on 6 of them. Defense done their job. Fourth down efficiency. Got to get a little better on that. 2 of 3. We let Wake Forest get in them fourth downs and they converted on a few of them. Total plays, 71. Still on Wake Forest's stats, game stats. 71 plays, total plays for Wake Forest. Penalties, 11 for 93. We done something to Wake Forest to get them to get penalized. We got to continue to do that to every other team that we play too. In other words, you heard me say it in past episodes. We got to create some havoc. We got to cause some trouble. We caused some trouble in the penalty department for Wake Forest. Time of possession, 34 minutes, 24 seconds. Okay, so now we'll move on to the player stats. We're still going to be on Wake Forest. Wake Forest player stats. Passing department. Ashford, 21 attempts off of 12 completions, 90 3 yards. He threw for 1 interception. He was injured in this game as well. So he didn't play a full game. His backup, Purdy, came in the game, had 10 attempts, 6 completion for 69 yards, and he had a touchdown. Uh, so looked like by him being the backup, he played a good game for the little time that he played. But we got to clean that up. Um, Rushing department for Wake Forest, Ashford had 12 carries for 59 yards. Claiborne, 14 carries, 27 yards. We done good in the rushing department against Wake Forest. I know it don't look like it because Ashford had 59 yards rushing, but he didn't get that in chunk yards. He got that in like grind yards, 2 yards here, 3 yards there, 5 yards here, 6 yards. So it wasn't chunk plays. Receiving department. Mays Jr. had 5 receptions for 51 yards and a touchdown. Moving down to the player stats for Florida State. Florida State passing yards. Thomas Castellanos, 16 attempts, 12 completions, 271 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing department. Sam Singleton Jr., 14 carries, 91 yards. Remember, I told you earlier, Singleton had an awesome game grinding and getting chunk yards. 14 carries, 91 yards. With the touchdown. Gavin Sawchuk had 6 carries for 10 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Cromar came in the game. He had 4 carries and he had 19 yards. Coming down to the receiving department for Florida State. Okay, we talked about Deuce and said we were going to call the stats. 5 receptions, 148 yards, 1 touchdown. He played lights out. I mean, Randy Moss has a segment. I want to say it's on Monday nights for Monday Night Football. You Got Moss. Deuce Robinson had some You Got Moss kind of catches last night as well. Michael Danzy, 2 catches for 67 yards. Randy Pittman Jr., 2 receptions, 32 yards. Cromar, 1 reception, 12 yards. LaWayne McCoy, 1 reception, 12 yards. So we done what we're supposed to do on offense. And not only did we do what we were supposed to do on offense, we put the points on the board to match what we did on offense. Coming down to the defense. Earl Little, we talked about him. Earl Little, he had 5 tackles last night, 1 interception. Nicholson, 4 tackles. Shaheem Brown, 4 tackles. Elijah Herring, 4 tackles. Omar Graham, 3 tackles. Jerry Wilson, um, 3 tackles. White, 3 tackles. Jones, 3 tackles. Daryl Jackson Jr., 2 tackles. Barker, he had 2 tackles. Jabril Rawls had 2 tackles, but he helped cause trouble in other places as well. Um, Williams, I think Amari Williams, 2 tackles. And Edwin Joseph, 2 tackles. So we overall 42-7. We played lights out. Congratulations to the Florida State football team. The fans was exciting to watch. The fans was exciting to hear. The fans was by it being homecoming, we was already riled up, and to get a big win like this, it just kept you more riled up. You kept hearing the war chant. I think people war chanted so much they were getting a little tired, but in getting tired, it got you more excited. And of course, if you saw the game as well, uh, The it was just electric all night long. Um, so that's all we have for tonight. Um, Florida State gets a convincing win against Wake Forest. I encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, leave a comment. Find us on Instagram, The Renegade Fight. I'm your host, RDJ, and always go Noles. Ooh.